Wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Hey, Muffin here. Subscriber request to do a challenge of the VK series versus the KV series. Who has the better steel? Well, we're going to go in, put them both to the challenge, and everyone from Team A had to choose VK. So it had to have VK. I know I had some subscribers asking, can I use the agent tank? But just for this video, I wanted it to specifically be a lineup of VK tanks versus KV tanks. Now, for VK tanks and for KV tanks, the only ones that quite line up are from tiers 4 through 8, because anything over that, you do have the VK72, but there's not a tier 10 KV. It goes to either an IS7 or an IS4. So I know we had some subscribers wanting to play with the VK72. So trying to make this balanced, fair, really wanting to, just make it like just fair in terms of balancing in terms of tier per tier. So the bulk of what we had was tier 8, 7, and 6. No one from tier 5 or 4. Anything lower than that, especially when you have tanks like the KV5 or the VK100, tanks of just like this extremely thick amount of armor, tier 4 and 5 is not going to do anything. So, I mean, even in the last battle, I was playing a tier 6 medium tank on the VK side, and I had to use APCR just about the whole time. So imagine trying to use a tier 4 tank against some of this thick steel you're going against. So first perspective we have from the VK side, VK100. Want to thank my subscribers for sending their replays in. Want to give them the airtime. I do some battles when we don't have enough tanks, but I like to mix it up every once in a while. VK's coming in here strong. So far, the KVs are down. 3 down on the KV side, 2 down on the VK side. A lot of armor and a lot of hit points to go through. These 2 VKs aggressively coming up on this. Ooh, I think he might have just blocked that shot, his friend. And this poor KV getting ganged up on. Both tanks having a pretty good armor profile. Score is now even. Now both of these nations are fairly well known for their very thick armor tanks, especially after the buff. The Tiger 2 got some updates back. That's a pretty good and very well armored tank. The VK100 is a very well armored tank. E100 and Mouse can be very well armored. VK72, the IS4. These are tanks that can be quite difficult to penetrate because of their very well armored profile. Now looking at both the VK and KV series, for the KV side, which is the Russian tanks, obviously, they only have heavy tanks. So you have tanks like the KV1, the KV2, the KV3, and KV4, KV5, obviously. For the German side, you do have tanks like the VK 16.02, and so, or like, the VK, the agent. So there is kind of some differences where the Germans have some light or medium tanks of VK series, but for Russia, they only have heavy tank. So this VK, they're trying to hold them off. Russia making quite a comeback here. Great shot on that KV-5. A little bit of that German accuracy. Now if he can keep him at bay here from both angles, he may have a chance. Good shot on that KV-3, KV-5 pushing up. He's going to need to hide behind what he can here, but I don't think... Yeah, he's going to need to hide behind that KV-4 to protect himself from the KV-3, but not quite. So KV takes the first round. Great game, actually quite close. At the beginning, I thought the VKs were going to win. It looks like they were ahead, but KV's really pushed ahead. So doing these videos, as I mentioned, all of them, we do have a lot of subscribers come in. I try to give everyone a turn, mixing players, just to get different results, kind of see what happens. Everyone's welcome to join these vids. Just join my Discord server, get the movie crew roll if you want to help. It's the only way that I know how to announce to everyone that wants to participate in these to join. Now we do have a perspective here from the KV-3. Now this is actually quite a deadly mix because with the German side having a light tank and the Russian side not having that advantage, there's some spotting and there's an advantageous position the light tank can take on the heavy tanks, like it's doing now, shooting from over in this that high area on the other side of the map, putting this KV-3 in a bad spot. You can see him just continually taking shots. KV-3 is just trying to guess where he is. And that is one benefit if you were to put the VK series against the KV series, tier for tier equal matching, is they do have that light tank. So things not looking too good for this KV-3. VK's giving it a pretty good push over here on the side. And not quite able to go through that KV-5. Ooh, an unfortunate shot for that KV-2. Just some of that Russian accuracy at its best. Thought he had the shot just poking out enough, but shell goes right into a rock. Stalin clearly did not guide that one. Great shot there by that KV-3. That VK-100 for a tier 7 going against it. And we even go and come across this in the game itself, you know, tier 7s against tier 8s, and facing that VK-100 in a tier 7, it's highly recommended to use that APCR premium ammo to even get through some of this really thick steel. And a lot of these tanks, I mean, more of the lower tier ones, were classic tanks used during World War II, fighting against each other, especially some of the lower tier IS tanks. Tanks like the KV-5, VK-100, VK-168, those kind of tanks obviously never even saw combat. They were never produced. Mainly in designs, but a lot of the lower tier ones, like the KV1, Porsche developing the Tiger P, which we didn't use that one just because it didn't actually have the VK name in it. And it's interesting because if you look at the VK name, basically what that means, the numbers after it, if you don't know, just a little fun side fact, is the, like, for example, the VK 100, it has 100 because that's how much it weighed in tons. And then if you see a .01, that's how many were like either designed or in process of being built. I can't exactly remember, but just a little fun side fact. So the VK 168 weighs 168 tons, which is funny because the tier 10 VK 72 weighs a lot less, just according to how that works. So going into the last battle here, now I was the medium VK tier 6. This is obviously just a replay, but when I was playing, and for those that play on a mobile device or a tablet, when your device hits that 10 or 20% low battery mark, it completely blocks you from being able to do anything for a second until you click, okay, I know that I'm at that low battery power, and then and then you can start playing again. It's kind of a pain, and that's exactly what happened to me there. Now this was kind of around the point I realized I should have stocked up on way more APCR. So trying to get a different angle here, they're pushing. Gonna go in here to the center, try to help take out this KV1S. I'm not sure exactly what happens here. Look at that aim, and then goes right off from him. So KV down on one. Unfortunately, I do not get out of here on time. I try going along the sides, but just get nailed. Great shot there. Try to come along here and circle this KV. Too much support here in the valley. Try to get away, but unfortunate for me. So, subscribers did a great job taking me out. And things are not looking too good for VKs. VKs are down 4. KVs only have lost 2 tanks so far. Like I said, some of these were pretty good battles. VKs having the high ground. Now, the thing the KVs have to be careful of is they are some here on pretty low hit points. VK100 coming down for a dive. Now in real life, if you were to have gone down that steep of a hill with a tank that weighed 100 tons, I'm pretty sure that would have trashed the VK. But of course, it's just a video game, not completely or 100% realistic. You're always going to have things that are 100%, or just like real life, I should say. Ooh, close and good shot on that VK. Now really close, 2 versus 1. VK has more hit points, he is outnumbered. That KV5 pretty low on hit points, does have to play does have to play it a little more careful. And he's going in. Very smart from the KV3, trying to get along his side. Unfortunate bounce. And it is now a 1v1. What a comeback for the VK team. Now, KV5's only one hit. VK100 has a... Oh, and that is it. So great job. Honestly, had a lot of fun. Hope you guys also enjoyed the vid. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.